Hi guys, how are you doing? Today is gonna be a chit chat, okay? I'm taking down my hair as you can see, but I just wanted to come on here and share a few words of encouragement that I believe it's gonna bless someone. And this is for anybody that is going through any kind of season. You're trusting God, you're waiting on God for something. Sorry about the chair. You're waiting on God for something, you're trusting Him to, come true for you in whatever way that is. I just want, this is for you, okay? So one of the things that, before I even go into that, yesterday was our anniversary, wedding anniversary, and and one of the things that we took time to talk about was what we were grateful for. And you know in all of the things that I was grateful for, it came down to the fact that God has been intentional with me, with everything that concerns me, my story, my journey, how far He has brought us, getting married, Him coming, my husband moving down here to join us, Kelena's delivery, Zoe's delivery, the move that has happened in between. It has honestly been God. And I can just look back, the career change, the job, like I can just look back and see how He has been intentional with us. He has been intentional with us. And I couldn't just help but thank Him for how intentional He's been, and of course, yeah, I really wanted to share that to help you see that even in times that you don't understand what is going on, you can look back and thank God for the things that He has done for you. I'm in one of those seasons right now where I am trusting God and believing God for His move in my life. And and the enemy can trick us into thinking that God has left us or God has abandoned us. But think about, remember the people of Israelite, okay? I mean, if you're like me, reading the stories of people of Israelite, sometimes I'm like, what is wrong with them? Like, God has shown them so much miracle and they still doubt God? Like, have they ever seen the parting of the Red Sea before? Like, did they not think that that they were not gonna make it, and the enemy, they were gonna catch up with them? But God still parted that Red Sea and let them pass, and even at that, drowned the enemy in front of them. Like, what else do they want God to do for them before they can trust Him? And if I can be honest, I can be like the people of Israelites sometimes, because it's so easy for the enemy to make us forget what God saved us from. And we even get to that point of like, God, I want to go back to that very thing. Like, why did you even bring me here? There's nothing here for me. I want to go back to that thing that you saved me from. But I'm here to encourage you that the enemy is always going to try to plant doubt and fear in our hearts, but we have to hold on to one thing: the faithfulness of God. God has been faithful, and if we can wake up each day and count things that we are grateful for, we can really find hope and strength in waiting. Okay, the Bible said that they that wait on the Lord, upon the Lord shall renew their strength. It is not by our own, even the waiting, it's not by your own strength. It is by God's strength. God gives you the strength to wait on Him, right? So while you are waiting, remember the faithfulness of God. That's going to be one of the fuels that you need to keep going on, to keep moving, to keep waiting. Before now, I used to think that waiting was passive, right? I used to think that waiting, before now, I used to think that waiting was passive, but waiting is active. Waiting is very active. When you think about the word wait, it literally, like in the natural sense, speaks of being still, like not doing anything. But when it comes to the supernatural, waiting is active, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have your hands over everything. It takes strength to wait on the Lord. It takes spiritual strength to wait on the Lord. It takes your mind being constantly alert. It takes you being spiritually alert to wait on the Lord. It doesn't just come, on you as you just sitting. It's not as cute as the dictionary, as it sounds in the dictionary. It's not as cute, okay? Sometimes it can get messy. Sometimes waiting can mean, you're praying. Waiting can mean you're worshiping. Waiting can mean you're still applying for that job, but you're not you're like, your trust is not in something else. You're not making backup plans even as you're placing that, putting even as you're putting up your application for that job. You are not like saying, okay, God, if you don't give me this job, this is going to back me up. Like, you're not making backup plan. And it doesn't just happen. It takes a great deal of intentionality for you to wait. Waiting, it's a very intentional act, okay? Everybody can wait, but not everybody can wait right. So it is very, very important for you in the waiting season to wait right. Wait right. Wait on God. Make sure that your trust is on Him. Make sure that you are focused on Him. Make sure that in the waiting, you're not just like this, but you are growing in your relationship with God, because there's something that God is teaching you in this season. And I know, like, I was listening to a message earlier on, and something dropped in my spirit, and I'm gonna share that. Holy Spirit just reminded me right now, like, when we are waiting, part of waiting and committing our works and and trusting on God is allowing God to prune us, to prepare us for the things that we want Him to do for us. For example, you want to get married and you're waiting on God for a husband. Maybe God is pruning you this time to make you the wife that He wants you to be. Maybe He's allowing you to shed all of those negativity and all of those hurt from the past and everything that you need to let go and leave behind, so that He can take you into the new season that He has for you. And that is the word for me, because sometimes we can be in a rush to go into the new thing that God has for us, but we don't see that the old things, we need to shed them. And that's where waiting on the Lord and being still in the presence of God comes in, because we trust. Waiting, it takes trust to wait, okay? Waiting on God, it takes trust on your own part to wait on God, knowing that God has a better plan for you, that God sees you, and God sees something that you don't see for yourself. God knows something that you don't know for yourself, that He sees the end from the beginning. So if God sees the end from the beginning, that means I can trust Him, because He knows my end already. And whatever that end means, He said that He has good plans for me, to give me an expected end. And even at that, His word also says that all things work together for good. The Bible didn't say that all things are good, but the Bible said that all things work out together for good. That means even when it doesn't look good right now, I can trust the one who has good plans for me. I can trust the one who knows the end from the beginning. And trust the one whose word says that all things are working together for my good. And I can trust Him every single day, because the Bible said that this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. If the Lord made this day, just stay here with me. If God made this day and He has good plans for me, Jeremiah 29:11. Ignore, Zoe is crying in the background. And all things work together for good. That means even when it doesn't look good right now, I can trust Him, because He knows, because He sees, because we know all these things about God, because we know that God is who He said He is, because we know that He cannot lie, because we know that He's faithful, we know that He's gracious, He has good plans for us, that even when it doesn't look good, He's still going to make all things work out together for our good. We are going to trust Him, knowing that I heard this thing recently that says, I don't like, I'm gonna paraphrase. You don't need to figure out how, but because you know who. I don't need to figure out how God is gonna come true. I don't need to figure out how God is going to put it all together. I don't need to figure out how I'm gonna get out of this situation on my own, because I know the one that will get me out of it. So I just want to encourage you, no matter what you're going through. Well, I thought I could talk and still lose my lose my braids. Well, we got one done. That's good. I want to I want to encourage you, no matter what you're going through. I know that we hear this all the time, and it seems like people don't understand what you're going through, and that's why they're saying this. But I want to say this to you: remember the faithfulness of God. Remember the faithfulness of God. And I said this yesterday in my Instagram live. Don't expect God to do it the way He did it before, either for you or for somebody else. Don't allow your past to limit the things that God can do for you. Like don't use your past as a limitation. Don't say, God, I have tried before, it didn't work. God, I have knocked at that door before, it didn't open. God, I've been in a relationship before, but it ended up, in a bad way. Try again. Try again, because while you were sleeping, you don't know what God did. I want to share a story, and I'm gonna end this video here. I want to share a story. One day we were eating like crackers or cookies in the house, and Kelena was eating. He would take his, he would run off, go to his place and eat. And he came back. I took the last one and I put another one there. But before that, Kelena had already come and checked and it was finished, right? Okay. So he came to me and he told me that he wanted to eat crackers and it's finished. I told him to go check there is more. He said no, but it's finished. I told him, trust me, go check. There's more there. And he went there and he found more. Even in that moment, honestly, I feel like there was a message for me right there. Sometimes we do things, sometimes we try out things and it doesn't work out when it didn't work out when you tried it, and you now get a leading from the Holy Spirit to try again, and you're like, but God, I tried before. You don't know what happened. You don't know if God sneaked into that situation and just fixed it before you could even come back. You don't know the ways of God. We don't know the ways of God are higher than ours. So when God tells you, even as I'm speaking right now, even as I'm sharing this, if you're getting a nudge from the Holy Spirit to try again, no matter what it is it a business? Is it, thank you, Holy Spirit? Is it trying to conceive? Like how you've been waiting on God for a baby and you've tried everything and it's as though it's not working. But God is saying, try again, try again, try again, because you don't know. Try again because you can't tell. God could have gone ahead of you and made a way in the same place that you didn't see anywhere. If you don't get anything from this message, I hope you get this. Try again. Especially when you get that nudging from the Holy Spirit and He's saying, try again. Don't ignore it. No matter what it is, try again. Keep praying for that child that you think they are lost. It's a lost battle. That thing that you think is a lost battle, God is saying, try again. Try again. Because He's the God that sees, He's the God that knows, He's the God that goes before us, He's the God that prepares ways ahead of us. He is the God that guides and directs our steps, but we need to be willing to walk in obedience. So try again. Try again. Okay, that's it for this chat. I hope this message was for you. I hope it blessed you. I was, taking down my hair and I got the leading to make this video. And I'm planning to make a video, but this is one of those times that you just grab the camera, clean up your phone, put it on a tripod, and go. Okay, so I hope that message was for you, and I hope that you were blessed. It was definitely for me. And thank you so much for supporting this channel. Share this video with somebody that you know needs to hear these words of encouragement, that they can try again, they should try again, and definitely try again. Share this video with them, and until my next video, please make sure you stay blessed. Don't forget to try again. Love you all.